digital ID. We say no to digital ID. No, we will not comply. 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 We say no to digital ID. We are human. We are not data. We are human. We're not data. We are human. We're not data. We're not data. We are human. We're not data. We are human. We're not data. We are human. We're not data. We do not comply. We do not comply. We do not comply.
Freedom! Let us silence! Freedom! Let us run away slave! Freedom! Let us just go away! Freedom! 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 Freedom!
Talk like that, I'm feeling angel in the thing.
Freedom!
Freedom! Let us run away slave!
Freedom!
Well, I'm here to meet one or two people, but I feel this is a crucial stage of human enslavement, the development of ID. I feel that our Prime Minister is basically a bio-robot, which is why he wants this, and you know, we've got to say no to it. Ian Davis, who's one of the speakers, reckons that this movement will not succeed. He reckons they will not succeed in implementing digital ID. But all the same, I think it's important. We don't want to be walking barcodes as we go around. Personally, I don't have a mobile phone because I don't like electronic stuff with me. So I urge people to resist this. If we do resist it, it cannot be implemented. Okay, it can only be implemented if people passively go along with it. People are told it's convenient, you know.
I see you got a police escort, Gazer. How you doing?
I'm glad you're here.
We're not data. We are human. Data. We are human. We're not data. We are human. We're not human. We're not data. We are 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 human.
It's not a politician, is it?
Is that union? Yeah, well, I've got no one depends on me. There's got to be something organised with the centre. Libra, if that's what it takes. £10.
So maybe come up
if you got
Horrible things happen to people get pushed down.
Andrew.
are human. We're
Pleasure.
not data.
3 words if you could.
We are human. We're not data. We are human. We're not data. We are human. We are human. We're not data. We are human. We're not data. We're not data. Yeah, welcome, David.
Sorry, I didn't see it.
Let's get moving. Guys, no guys, can we clear out the front line now, please? Guys, can we clear out the front line? Thank you very much. Clear out the front line. Clear out the front line, please. I need you on the side. I need you in the back next to it. I need you next to the back.
All right. Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Please come back behind the banner, guys. Thank you very much. Please come back behind the banner. Guys, you can get to the front line. I need you protecting the edge here. I need you out. I need you further out. So, there's too many of you. You need to space out a little bit. And, yeah, I need you to protect the edge. Right, guys. We say no to digital ID. 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 We say no. We say no to digital ID. We say no to digital ID. We say no to digital ID. If you can, wave to the crowd. Wave to the crowd if you're not on the banner. Hi everyone. We say no to digital ID. We say no to digital ID. ID. We say no to digital ID. We say no to digital ID. No to digital ID. We say 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 no to digital ID. No to digital ID. We say 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 no to digital ID. Little bit slower on the banner. We say no to digital ID. We say no to digital ID. Digital ID. We say no. We say no. Digital ID. We say no to digital ID. We say no. We say no to digital ID. 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 We say no. We say no to digital ID. We say no. To digital ID! We say no to digital ID! We say no to digital ID! We say no to digital ID! Say no to digital ID! We 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 say
The more I've fought this, and from the very beginning, I mean, for me, people say, oh, what woke you up, you know? And obviously, 2020, I instantly knew that something was wrong, you know, when they were locking down. So I got up and I stood for humanity. I saw it as an attack on our civil liberties, our divine rights, our human rights that we have just because we are human. And now you look at the science, and then I started to see this for what it is. And there's a group of evil doers and evil people and shadow groups that really do control every government worldwide, and you don't even have to dig that deep to find out. You can scratch the surface and look at the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, and then you find ID 2020 and you see where this is coming from. So the only thing that drives me is humanity prevailing, because we have known about the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development for 10 years, right? Over 10 years. How many years? It's nearly 2026, right? Okay, so I've been going for nearly, over half a decade. So yeah, it's been a long time coming, but it's just a shame because people obviously don't fight it and try to fight it until it's in the headlines. So digital ID is the blood of the machine. They need digital ID, and I think this is the hill, and I don't think it's the hill we die on. I think it's the hill that we stand on, the hill that we prevail on, and the hill that we win on. I used to say the hill do I live. I think I said the hill to die on, and I don't think that's the correct phrase at all. We're gonna win. But the biggest thing now is getting people to understand that this is above the level of nation, that we need to look up and see who's pulling the strings. And today is a classic example of divide, distraction, conquer, all of it. Right? What's going on behind us today, which obviously I'll talk about on the stage. Classic example of don't look over there, look over here. We need to be looking up with our collective fist of humanity and taking on the globalists. We're not taking on the government aren't in control.
Looks like you're certainly winning though, Fiona, aren't you? Today, look at the turnout.
I think that I don't know. So I'm only going to know this turnout when we get down to where we're going, right? We're going down to Whitehall, guys. So I'm only going to know when I'm still on that stage and looking out. And that's the only time.
You had a great turnout last time, you've got another good turnout today.
The 18th, I said this is it, right? It needs to be in the headlines. It needs to be, people like Keir Starmer needs to literally say, you will have a mandatory digital ID to prove your right to work and right to rent. Talking about it for 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 years that people have been, and longer some, it has to be in the headlines. It has to literally come out of Keir Starmer's mouth. And obviously, I went to the debate on the 8th, on Monday the 8th, I went to the debate on digital ID based on the petition that got nearly 3 million signatures. And I can't sit through that because that is just theatre. To me, that's theatre.
What was the specific moment?
I don't know what the MP's name was, the little guy. No offense. You're not talking about. I don't know what his name was. I did find out because I have been reduced to interruption on the Hansard transcript, right? So don't know what his name was, but he basically was advocating for the fact that the police stop you on the spot and be able to ask you to prove your identity. He was advocating that would stop the sale of, illegal imported cigarettes or something. So he was basically advocating for the police to be able to say, prove who you are. on demand. And then that's what riled me. And I think in the lead up to that as well, what bothered me was the fact that they were making a joke out of it. Like there was loads of quips and witty little remarks. Like they're literally debating our lives, and we're meant to believe that they're intelligent men and women. And I stood up at that point when that police officer, where he said about the police being able to, demand your identification, prove who you are. And I just went at that and I said, this is above the level of nation. We're meant to believe you're intelligent men and women, and you're in here. The people have already said no. We don't need this debate. We don't need this conversation. We don't need promises. We don't need assurances. We don't need to know it's going to be secure and safe. We don't need any of that. We said no, and that's it. So I'm going to keep going until we've won this battle.
Can I ask you, you seem to have united people from the left and the right together for this. How crucial is that to your campaign and for winning this campaign?
Well, this is a non-partisan issue. This has nothing to do with politics. It doesn't matter who you vote for, who you pray to, whatever your race, it does not matter because it's coming for all of us. So people do need to put aside their political, any beliefs whatsoever, ideologies, political beliefs, whatever. It's coming for all of us. Maybe at different times and different groups of people, like company directors, but it's coming for us all. I'm not sugarcoating it. It's happening. But this is where they have decided, or Keir Starmer decided to announce this when the country, when the UK, and actually probably the world, but the UK was so politically divided. I mean, we are the most divided politically than I think we've ever been, with the left and the right. And then you've got the left not agreeing with the left, and the right not agreeing with the right. And they're all arguing and squabbling with each other. And I tell you, they'll all be arguing about religion and immigration when they're locked down in a digital gulag that they actually helped build. So you're literally watching the world's, walls being constructed.
That's intentional.
Yeah, 100%. It's all intentional.
How do we combat that? How do we stop getting people together?
Can I talk about this on stage? I'm losing my voice now, and I'm meant to be saving it. But I thank you.
Everybody's free to feel good. Everybody's free to feel good. Everybody's free to feel good. Everybody's free.
Hear that buzzing? Apparently that's some kind of police deterrent. The police seem to have all left and you're all standing back there. There's a reason that I played that video today. That is really irritating. Simon, police liaison, can you come to the stage please? Because that noise has only just started when this crowd arrived. Oi! Police liaison to the stage, please. This is what they do to irritate us, guys. So I showed that video because I think a lot of you may have heard about how difficult it was to make today happen. And I'm so pleased that so many of you turned out today. Yeah? Well done for coming out and standing up. Make some noise. I love that. I love that noise. I like making noise. It's getting louder and louder. So it's really distracting me. Woo, it's off! Up yours, Metropolitan Police! I'm about to tell the truth about you. So anyway, guys, this protest was announced on the 22nd of October publicly. I put a poster online, and because of the new public order updates or whatever, and the Police Crimes Courts and Sentencing Act, the police now have even more powers to restrict and repress protests. They just do. And I think it also depends on who you actually are and what you've actually done as to how they actually treat you. Now, I'm someone who's paint bombs number 10, handcuffed myself to the gates of number 10. I've got 13 convictions altogether and I've been arrested 16 times. And I think I've exhausted all of the grace that I'm ever going to have from the judiciary. Well, this is the point, isn't it? Now they can't. But the point is, this protest was organised, the police were absolutely fine with everything, and against what I'd usually do. For the first time ever, I formally spoke to the police about a protest this year in October. I don't like doing it, guys. I don't like the fact that the police keep us in one lane. I don't like the tape and cone. I don't like the fact that they walk alongside us and try and restrict us. But I think it's time to admit that we already live in a permission state. You've all run off now. Where's all the cops? There were so many of you earlier, and now you've all run away. We live in a permission state already, and I think people need to realise they come after certain people harder than they do others. And in organising this protest, everything was fine. Well, until Israel's sponsored protest was announced to be happening, which is happening immediately behind us. Now, I didn't have a problem with that. I think everybody's got the right to protest. Everybody does. I don't care what your views are. I don't care what your politics is. I don't care what your ideology is, who you pray to, what colour your skin is. I don't care. I am a free speech absolutist, and you can say what you want. But when your job is literally to distract, divide and conquer, I'm going to call you out. And what happened with the protesters happening behind us, the Metropolitan Police gave that person everything that he wanted and restricted us more and more and more. With all these barriers, with all these rules, with the tape and cone, with the police walking alongside us, they told me I could only have 3 lanes. That's why this is I've been forced into this position by the Metropolitan Police. What? Yeah, they are criminals. The Metropolitan Police are criminals. Absolutely. They do work for us. But the problem is with these people, you get a little bit of power, and a little bit more power, and a little bit more power. You start to think that what's coming for humanity isn't coming for you, like you're above it. Well, let me tell you something, you're not above it. It's coming for you too, and we are here today fighting for you, the Metropolitan Police, because we fight for humanity. You make our job harder, you suppress our free speech and our protest, and you make people not want to come out. But we stand here for you and your children as well, so you need to listen. But like I say, you've all run away. Now, I'm a talker and I'm going to try not to be so much. I just wanted to get that out of the way, but I tell you what. First of all, I'm going to invite our first speaker onto the stage, and he's the son of a man that we all know. But he himself, my friend actually described him as an angel, because he is one of the most humble, kind-hearted, intelligent and caring men that I've met. He is a presenter on Iconic, and he too is fighting for everyone's freedom and has been for years now, and I just think he is obviously following in his father's footsteps in so many ways. But the next man, he is his own man, he's an incredible man. And I'd like to welcome to the stage Gareth Icke, everyone. Please make some noise.
Thank you so much. I'm not rapping, not this time. It does feel like 2020 all over again, doesn't it? I was thinking that, I'm like, right, we're right back at the coalface. But I will say it was an honour to stand in defiance with all of you then, and it is now. Because we stood up then because we knew, as we know now, that the power is with the people. The power is with us. Thank you very much. Governments answer to us, not the other way around. And what we've allowed over the years is we've allowed ourselves to be gaslit and fooled and conned and divided and terrified into accepting the reverse. Well, that stops now. Now, back in 2020, this is the main difference here, because right now we're being asked to accept something that none of us want. Absolutely no one wants digital ID at all. But in 2020, when we stood up, we were the minority, and we were fighting back not just against the state, but we were fighting back against our friends, family members sometimes, work colleagues, employers, Jeremy Vine. But we're the majority now. We have the numbers that we didn't have back in 2020. Now that's not to say that, you know, fighting back against digital ID is going to be simple or easy or without sacrifice, because we will be asked to give up stuff that we love and things that we hold dear and take for granted to resist digital ID. And that, I think, is a conversation that all of us are going to have with ourselves at some point. What are we willing to give up? What are we willing not to do that we normally did in order to stand back and refuse digital ID? Because let's have it right, they will put those blockages in the way for all of us. And of course, that's a conversation we have with ourselves, and only we can answer how far we're willing to go. But I will say that if you're coming into this battle with the attitude of, I'm going to resist digital ID unless, or I'm going to refuse to submit to digital ID, but if they do X, Y, and Z, then you may as well put up that white flag and sign on the dotted line now, because they will put those blockages in place. But let me frame the question in a different way. Instead of asking ourselves, what are we going to be giving up if we comply, or if we don't comply, and we refuse digital ID? Ask yourselves, what will you be giving up if you do comply with digital ID? What will you be sacrificing on the altar of you'll own nothing, you'll have no privacy, but you'll be bloody miserable? We'll be giving away our freedoms, our children's freedoms, our grandchildren's freedoms. We'll be giving away our rights to where we can go, what we can do, what we can buy, whether we can access our money, what we can say, what we can hear. We'll be giving away our children's futures. We'll be giving away their freedoms. They will never experience true freedom because we will have given it away on their behalf. They will never be able to be uniquely themselves, to express themselves freely, because we gave it away on their behalf. Now, as I say, they're going to put all these blockages in our way, and they're going to try and make it difficult for us to resist digital ID. They're going to gaslight us some more. They're going to try and fool us and hoodwink us into accepting it. Because I understand, ladies and gentlemen, that our digital prison is being built around us all the time. I'm not a fool. I know that it's coming in many and various ways. But digital ID is the bedrock that all this stuff is built upon. I said it was a ridiculous analogy, but it kind of worked-ish, so I'm going to repeat it. For me, digital ID is the pizza base, and all the other aspects are just the toppings. Without the base, you've got a very messy kitchen. And that's why it's so important for us to resist digital ID. Because digital ID is the padlock that closes that door shut, if we allow it. And that's the most important point here, if we allow it. They're trying to fool us. They're trying to terrify us and divide us into accepting digital ID because they know they can't do it without our consent. If they could steamroller over us and bring in this hellscape without us agreeing, trust me, they would. But they can't, because that's not how this dynamic works. Every single one of you here, and every single person watching on a live stream, and every single person going to say, you know, hallelujah and stuff with Tommy, every single one of them is a miracle. Whatever it takes in terms of the neurons that need to fire, the electronic impulses through our nerves, for us to just get out of bed in the morning is an absolute miracle. Every life that comes into this world is a miracle. You're not a number, you're not a barcode, you're not a QR code, and you're not a state asset. We are free human beings, and we decide our future, not Larry Ellison or Tony Blair or Zippy from Rainbow, or any of his Ukrainian arsonists, none of them. We decide our futures, not them. Now, I'm absolutely sure that they will seek to divide us, and they will throw dirty tricks there to get us to turn on each other, because they know that when we stand together as one, we are uncontrollable and unbeatable. So when they throw in those dirty tricks to get us to turn on each other, we need to refuse. We say, no, I'm not going to hate each other, I'm not going to hate my neighbour, I'm not going to fall for this. We put all our differences aside. We can go back to hating each other tomorrow, that's fine. We can argue tomorrow. But when it comes to digital ID, they're coming for all of us. It doesn't matter what differences we have between us, and I'm sure there's a multitude of differences. Me and that flag for one. There's a multitude of differences. But we have so much more in common than we do that divides us. And they know that the only way they can get us to submit is by dividing us. So let's see that play of divide and rule as a positive thing, because what it means is they know they can't do it when we're together. They know that we have the power, and the only power that Zippy from Rainbow and all the rest of them have is the power that we give to them. So let's refuse to hand over that power. We do not bend, we do not break, we do not kneel at the feet of Xerxes and the hot gates. We do not accept that 30 pieces of short-term convenient silver. We stand together, united. When those literal or metaphorical jackboots come to our door, we stand tall and we look that enemy in the eye and we refuse to blink. And perhaps more importantly, we refuse to stand aside when those jackboots come to the doors of our neighbour. Like I say, we can fight again tomorrow if we need to. But for now, let us unite. And let us remind those that would rule over us that while some tyrannies last longer than others, in the end they all ultimately crumble. Because when faced with the indomitable force of the collective human spirit, evil will never win the day. No more false heroes, no more idols, no more...
He's always so inspiring, that man. He always gets me raring to go, in the platonic sense. But he's a great speaker, I think you can all agree. And something I wanted to achieve today was to demonstrate that this is not a political issue. It doesn't matter where you stand, on the left or the right, centre, populist, it doesn't matter. That wasn't all one word, by the way, but this is a non-partisan issue. It does not matter. It's not Keir Starmer's plan, it's not Together's plan, Labour Together's plan, it's not even Tony Blair's plan. And I think the way that people are looking at it, and what the current government is saying, what if a nefarious future government was to do something? Well, what about the government that we've got now? It doesn't make a difference. This is brilliant. They're not very good weights, are they? So, there are good people in politics. I'm not going to deny there's good people in politics. My personal view is we might not find the answers there. Actually, we definitely won't. But there are very good people who are trying to make it in politics, and who have been in politics for a while, that really care about the people.
Thank you, thank you. Thanks, Fiona, and first of all, a massive thanks to Fiona and her team for organising this. Well done, Fiona. She's worked against all the odds. People have tried to undermine her. There have been splitters in the movement, but she has held things together. And that's my main message today, unity. I come from a political party, George Galloway's Workers' Party, which is often described as far left. That is not true, but I will not run away from it. I want to say I'm happy to work with politicians on the right, the centre, the Greens, wherever, anybody who is against this digital ID monstrosity. There is really only one wing of the Labour Party which is in favour of this horror, and that's Starmer and Blair behind him and all that wing of the Labour Party. They have to be budged off that position, and we can do it if we stand together. My background was in the Foreign Office. I was an ambassador in the Middle East. My experience is with war and peace. Well, there's only one war going on at the moment, really, one real war. That's the war the government is waging against the British people. We are under siege from the state, from the government, from the security services, from the police. They're arresting our politicians for having the wrong opinions. George Galloway is not able to live in this country at the moment. He was pulled over at the airport recently, given a several-hour grilling, his phone stolen. This is all this done under the counter-terrorism legislation, which is the instrument the government used to terrorize us. It's not to defend us against terrorism, it's to terrorize us, to intimidate people who will not follow the narrative. It's unbelievable that in this country, senior politicians who've been MPs half a dozen times are pulled over on the counter-terrorism legislation. Journalists also pulled over at the airport for having made the mistake of not following the government line on whether it was Russia or climate or whatever. Or the vaccine. We have an anti-vaccine hero here with Mr. Bridgen shortly. And we all come from that background. We're rebels. Starmer has made the mistake of waking up a sleeping giant. We were a giant in the anti-lockdown period. Many of us fought in those campaigns, long campaigns over 2 years. And then we went into kind of hibernation, where they've woken us up, and we are angry bears. And we will, in the end, turf Starmer out of government. We'll have to do it with the help of other politicians, but the people on the street, like yourselves, this is where the action is today. Thank you very much for coming, and let's keep on united. Thank you.
I firmly believe that we can't vote our way out of this. We can't sign petitions to get out of this because it is above the level of nation. And the whole point, I don't think we're going to get the answers at all that we need from that Parliament, government, executive, PM, doesn't matter who they are. And I think I actually made that quite clear on Monday just gone.
I think that there is a power because there simply isn't. I thank the Honourable Member. I thank the Honourable Member for giving way. Is he proposing that the police have the right to demand the access?
We don't want this and we will not comply. You can have it.
Is he proposing that the police have a right to demand access to the digital ID to bring right to work on the spot?
The people say no, we will not. To 2020, and I see what people actually put up with. We were
Our Lord, what we leave to our kids.
For them, you know, remove this post. I mean, come on. I know I've got this voice that I've got, but I'm.
Sir, hello.
Sorry, but it's really quick, and you can record this as well. But I'm after Abby, Emma Dunwell's going to go on 6 minutes. Then it's going to be you, and then you do it, yeah? So you give it about 7.5, 8 minutes from now. You're on. Can't wait. First fucking time. First time at this. Like. Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm going to take credit for something that's trailblazing.
So yes, your first time. You'd like to say some words about before you go on stage?
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I don't normally support protests because I don't support political protests, because I don't think there's any point in protesting against the political class because they just do whatever they want anyway. But this is not about that. This is about encouraging people to take up mass non-compliance against digital ID, and that is worth supporting because the only way people are going to be able to do that is if they do it together. You know, you can't be non-compliant all on your own in a splendid isolation. You can only be non-compliant if other people are supporting you to do it as well, and that's so important. So that's why I'm here. That's why I was willing to come and speak for this particular event. You know, it's not something that I would normally do. I have been researching digital ID for many, many years, and this moment was always going to come. You know, where we would be confronted with the reality of it. It's happening now. But if people don't comply and don't use the digital ID products that they want to roll out and want everybody to adopt, and particularly if they don't use and comply with things like one login and have their biometric data harvested whenever it is requested, then there's an opportunity that we can stand up against this and push back against it. And I think what mass non-compliance can do, if we achieve that, I don't know what a realistic number would be, but say it was the 3 million people that signed the petition against digital ID, that number would be sufficient, I think, to at least put the brakes on, because the plan is that this system, this what they call an interoperable digital ID system, will be in place by December 2027. But that should give us an opportunity to engage in other lawful means of protesting against this. So that's going to mean like things like court challenges, legal challenges, potentially building other systems, you know, more analog systems, or retaining those analog systems that those of us that do not consent to this will and should have access and should still be able to use. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm doing it.
Light, dark, warm, whatever, we will be here saying not in our name, not with our faces, and not on our watch.
See, I told you. And she's going to keep getting better and better and better. Now, the next man is speaking. I mean, he's probably going to say some of the most powerful stuff we're going to hear. I mean, second stage, right, no thanks. But the facts inside this man's head, what he's done, his journalism, his research, his geopolitical analysis. This is a man that we all need to listen to. But I want you, we've got one more speaker after that, by the way. We've got one more. So he's second class, and I need you all to listen and pay attention to him. He was meant to have something on the screen, but we can't do that. I'm really sorry, the video is very good. Okay? Is that right? No, I'm not going to reset. It takes 20 minutes to reset. You're not going to wait for that. Anyway, I want you to welcome to the stage for the first time. He doesn't do this, he doesn't do public speaking, so I want you to make loads of noise. And you're a bit sparse, guys, so you've got to come in a little bit with each other. Can we kind of move in a bit? Come on, move in, get friendly. You know, no one's got a virus, have they? Alright? Hug each other, you know what I mean? Get some space down. Anyway, please welcome to the stage, give him a massive round of applause because this is the first time he's done it, Ian Davis!
Hello, how are you? I'm not used to this. But this is really important, and the reason that I'm here, I don't generally do protests because I don't believe in protesting against something that you can't change, which is the government. But this is really important because we need to stand against digital ID. Digital ID has been in plan, the plan has been in place since 2014, at least, when ID 2020 came together and decided that we were all going to be subjected to digital ID. ID 2020 is a public-private partnership. It is a partnership between essentially the United Nations, a load of private companies like Microsoft, like Block, like Hewlett-Packard Foundation, like the Rockefeller Foundation. These are the people that are driving the agenda for digital ID. The government has got nothing to do with digital ID rollout. The government is doing what it is told. The government is just an enabling partner. It is subservient to the powers that direct it. Keir Starmer couldn't tie his own shoelaces. Keir Starmer is a trilateralist commission representative. He is not a representative of the British people in any way, shape or form. He is doing what his masters tell him to do. Now he has presented to us the ridiculous and preposterous Brit Card. Brit Card is a digital ID product. It is a vendor agnostic digital ID product. It is not digital ID. Digital ID is a network of interoperable digital ID products. If we are going to stand against digital ID, rejecting Brit Card, appealing to the government not to roll out Brit Card makes no difference whatsoever. It doesn't change anything. If we are going to stand against digital ID, then what we need to do is not comply with the entire system. Now that is going to be difficult because we are already subject to the system. We've all got driving licenses. We've all, probably most of us have got passports. We've all got some aspects of digital ID. Your driving license has got a machine-readable zone on it. You have got your biometric face is on your driving license. The government has passed legislation to ensure that it can hoover up your biometric digital ID face. 55 million drivers are going to be entered into the digital ID system. Now we can stand against it through mass non-compliance, but we have to be serious in thinking about what that will entail, because what it will not entail is voting for another political party. It will not entail us choosing not to use one login, not choosing not to have the Brit Card. These things are very, very important. But in order for us to not comply, what we have to do is, I'm afraid there's no way around this, we have to change our lifestyles. We have to think about how we are going to survive, and I mean that seriously, because if we have digital ID, what will come very, very shortly after that is programmable digital money. And when those two things are linked together, when you become a tokenized human being on a universal ledger controlled by organisations like the Bank for International Settlements, it really won't really matter what decisions we make about politics when they control what we buy, where we buy it, who we buy it from, where they control how long our money continues to exist, when they put time limits on it, when they geo-fence where we can spend our money. If you're thinking about the concept of the 15-minute city, the 15-minute city is not going to put a wall around you. Your money and your digital ID will be geo-fenced. Now this sounds like insane dystopian stuff, were it not for the fact that the United Nations, the Bank for International Settlements, and all the global corporations that are involved in rolling this out have written documents about it. They publish documents about it. This is not secret, what I'm talking about. This is public domain knowledge, and we need to share that with as many people as possible. We have to get this information out. People need to know what they are being sucked into, and it's not got anything to do with the government. This is a global project. Now, When SDG 16.9 was announced, what the UN said was that they wanted the world to have, everybody in the world had a right, they said, had a right to have an identity, a legal identity from birth. The UN is an utterly duplicitous organisation. The UN is basically commanding a global centralised public-private partnership. The UN in 1998 admitted that it no longer served the interests of governments but of business. This is the network, the global network, that is trying to control us, and it is the global network that, believe it or not, we have to defeat. But we can defeat it if we do not comply. If we do not go along with their plans, they won't work. Why do you think they spend so much time and so much money trying to convince us to do what they want us to do? They do this because they fear us. We are the thing that they wish to control, because we are the people who can stand against them and deny their authority, their claimed authority. We can do it, but we need to be serious about how we are going to do it. It's just the small things that we do.
A few words before you go on stage for the whole day today?
Well, thank you for those who came out today. The numbers were actually incredible around the BBC, and I understand it's December, it's cold. It's not actually, it's been completely clear all day, it's been wonderful. But for those who think they're sitting on their asses at home and thinking they can get out of this on a fucking technicality and saying mandatory is not law and following all that bullshit, is because you don't know what's going on. So my message is to the people that didn't turn up and don't turn up, that say that protest doesn't work and all that nonsense, you're so fucking wrong, because the reason they don't want us doing this kind of thing, the reason that Robinson's there right now is to entirely disrupt this, to make people fearful of actually coming out. So I'm fucking ecstatic with my amazing team today and for the speakers and everyone that's come, but I'm pissed off with all those fucking naysayers for no reason sat at home doing nothing. Like, what are you actually doing? Seriously, what are you actually doing to take on the globalists? Nothing. You're talking about all this common law stuff and fine, crack on all day long, but the fact is this is above the level of nation, which means, by the way, it's above that level as well. People do not see the root of the evil and what's going on here. So yeah, I'm a tad pissed off with all the bullshit from all the bullshit people on bullshit Facebook saying bullshit stuff, and they've never done fuck all. They just sit there and commentate. And I'm saying this because I want to get it out. I'm annoyed, right? I don't know where you're going to post this. I actually don't really care. But the point is, you all sit there whinging, I'm not going to protest because la la la. This is about this, and I've got inalienable rights. Right? You know what? Crack on. Let's wait and see what 2027 looks like for you, and let's wait and see what 2030 looks like. Because I tell you what I'm doing right now is I'm Googling like what countries are not in the UN, because that's where I'm moving.
Do not stand. Do not stand.
Is that all right?
Four speakers left, and I appreciate you hanging around. I know it feels like 9 PM, but it's only half full. So I've just had a rant to someone on camera, and I don't know who that dude is. What was your name?
I'm here.
Is he still there, the guy that just spoke to me?
I'm here.
No, right, okay, whatever. I'm just going to say what I said to that guy on camera. About protests, about people that sit at home and actually just do nothing all day long. They just do nothing, they just talk on Facebook and just do nothing, and Facebook is a cesspit. And they just talk and talk and talk and talk on Facebook and do videos and say things like, mandatory is not law. If you think you're getting out of this on a technicality, you really don't know what the problem is. And that is the biggest problem. And I don't want to say people's opinions and stuff, and people talk about common law in the realm of England and blah, blah, blah. It is above that level. Nobody is going to get out of this when they sit at home chatting about mandatory not meaning law and blah, 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 because look what they did during COVID, and that was just a test. Look at the jab, that was just a test. With the mask, it was all a test. So I'm actually getting quite sick and tired of people sitting on their asses doing nothing, because protest works. That's why they're doing what they've done today. They've put...
That's our surprise.
I know.
Hey.
Here in the snow marching.
There we go. Sing along.
Hey, Mr. Churchill comes over here to say we're doing splendidly. But it's very cold out here in the snow marching to and from the enemy. Oh, I say it's tough, I have had enough. Can you stop the cavalry? Say, oh yes, yet again, can you stop the cavalry? Mary Bradley waits at home in the nuclear fallout zone. Wish I could be dancing now in the arms of the girl I love. Dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-dum, dum-ba-dum-ba-dum, dum-ba-dum-dum, dum-ba-dum, dum-ba-dum-ba-dum, dum-ba-dum-ba-dum, dum-ba-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum-dum. Wish I was at home for Christmas. Bang, that's another bomb on another town while Luzar and Jim have tea. If I get home, lift up, tell the tale, I'll run for all presidencies. If I get elected, I'll stop the cavalry. Wish I was at home for Christmas. Wish I could be dancing now in the arms of the girl I love. Mary Bradley waits at home. She's been waiting 2 years long. Wish I was at home for Christmas.
I'm not being funny, but I could have done that myself. I also, whilst writing them up here on the stage, they never usually get the thanks that they deserve. These are the guys on your front line. They have been on your front line. These two especially have been on the